Inside every single living thing on this planet, there's a silent, powerful workforce, microscopic helpers called enzymes. Today, we're going to dive into what they are and really how they make life itself possible. And that is absolutely not an exaggeration. From your heart beating to the thoughts running through your head right now, literally every single process in your body depends on these incredible molecular machines. So what's the deal with these things? How in the world do they pull off the impossibly complex chemistry that keeps us all alive? Well, that's exactly what we're here to break down. Okay, so to really get a grip on what enzymes do, you've got to understand the huge problem they're solving. Think of all the chemical reactions in your body as this high-stakes, unbelievably fast race against time. Here's the fundamental issue. The reactions we need to, say, digest our food or build new cells are just incredibly slow on their own. Some might not even happen at all. And in the world of biology, it's a non-starter. It's way too slow. We need a way to hit the fast-forward button. And this is where enzymes come into the picture. So let's take a closer look at the anatomy of these biological speed demons. Now, this is the key thing to remember. An enzyme is a catalyst. It makes reactions happen millions of times faster. And then it's ready to go again, completely unchanged. It's the ultimate reusable tool. So what's its secret? Well, an enzyme's power is all about its shape. It isn't just a blob. It's this precisely folded, really complex structure. And that specific 3D shape, it is everything. If it loses its shape, it loses all of its power. And nestled right inside that complex shape, there's this special little pocket or groove called the active site. This is the business end of the enzyme. It's the docking station where all the magic happens. For the longest time, scientists thought of it like a simple lock and key, a perfect, rigid fit. But it turns out, the reality is way cooler. It's what we call the induced fit model. As the other molecule, the substrate, gets close, the active site actually adjusts its shape a little, creating a perfect, custom fit. It's more like a firm handshake than just a key sliding into a lock. And these enzymes, they're total specialists. They're actually grouped into 6 major classes, depending on their job. You've got some like hydrolyses. They're basically the demolition crew, breaking things down. And then you have others, like ligases, who are like master builders, joining molecules together. It's this incredibly organized system. Okay, so we know what an enzyme is, but how does it actually do its job? How does it pull off this incredible mission of speeding everything up? Think about it like this. Imagine you're trying to push a giant boulder over a massive hill. The energy you need just to get it to the top, well, that's the activation energy. For a lot of the reactions in our bodies, that hill is enormous, which is why they're so slow on their own. The process itself is just beautifully simple. First, the enzyme grabs its specific partner, the substrate. They form this temporary team, and bam, the reaction happens at lightning speed. Then, the enzyme just lets go of the new product, and it's totally ready for the next round. It's an endless cycle. And this is the absolute genius of the enzyme. It doesn't try to push the boulder harder. No way. Instead, it basically carves a tunnel right through the hill. It massively lowers that activation energy, making the whole process happen with incredible ease. But here's the catch. These incredible little machines, they're actually pretty sensitive. They have a weakness, their environment. So, what happens when things aren't just right? And this is a question that has very real consequences for all of us. We all know a fever feels terrible, but what is it that makes it biologically dangerous? See, for most of the enzymes humming along inside your body right now, this is the perfect temperature. It's their sweet spot, the Goldilocks zone, where they work at peak efficiency. But if you crank up the heat, those enzymes start to vibrate and shake so much that their delicate 3D structure just unravels. The scientific term is denaturing. It completely loses its shape, the active site is destroyed, and it just stops working. And that is exactly why a high fever is so dangerous. It literally starts shutting down the essential machinery of your body. So, it's not just about heat. Acidity, what scientists call pH, is just as critical for an enzyme to do its job. And really, it's the exact same idea. If things get way too acidic or way too basic, it messes with the bonds holding the enzyme's shape together. The whole structure just falls apart and the enzyme becomes totally useless. All right, let's take a step back for a second and just appreciate the massive scale of what these enzymes are doing for us every single moment of every day. I mean, think about it. From digesting the food you eat, to producing the energy that keeps you going, to repairing your very DNA, to fighting off toxins, they're literally doing everything. Yeah, this quote really nails it. They're the invisible, tireless workforce that makes life as we know it possible. And they do it with incredible speed and mind-boggling precision. So, all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. If enzymes are the keys that unlock all of life's processes, just imagine what we could unlock by learning how to control them. What new medicines or technologies could we create by harnessing this incredible silent workforce?